Hey, welcome back to another episode of Big John's Cooking. Today we're doing some pork and beans. Had a subscriber ask me about a recipe and I thought I'd give it a shot. Victor, this is for you, man. Alright, we're doing some pork and beans today. I got my Great Northerns. I'm going to use about 3/4 of that bag there. I got me some side meat for my pork. I went ahead and smoked this, but it is looking phenomenal. It's not completely done. Letting that cool down so I can chop it up. I'm gonna dice up a little bit of onion. We're gonna put some chicken base in here for a little cooking flavor, along with some chipotle base, paprika, brown sugar. Of course, a little bit of salt, which I got some salt on this meat already. I'm going to add some celery to this, and a little tomato base and some tomato puree. And we're going to make something that's delicious and fabulous. So let's get that started. Thought I'd give you a shot of this meat here. See how nice it is. Looking good. And that way got all good meaty piece. I mean, it's good and fatty, but it's a nice meaty piece. I think that should be enough, and we'll use the rest of that for something else. And I'm gonna put this in my pot, render down the rest of that fat, cook this meat a little bit more. Then we'll start adding in our veggies, and then we'll put in our beans. All right, drop our meat in. I'm starting it low and letting this come up to temperature with the meat in it, so I can get me a good render on my fat. Once that's started, I'll get back with you. Our meat has started to render down and cook a little bit. I backed the heat down from medium to medium low, somewhere in there, because I want this to render. I don't want it to really cook real fast. I'm not looking to get any brown on it right now. I just want to be able to get as much fat off of this as possible while it's cooking. So I want to go a long process with cooking this down, because I want to get as much fatty flavor out of this as I possibly can. So let's continue on. Now also run across this in my freezer. That's going to save me from doing some chopping. So I'm going to go with this, and instead of working myself, we're going to make this a little easier on myself. All right, that's rendering down pretty good. So let's give that a turn. This is going up over about 7 or 8 minutes. Let this go for a little while longer. I'll pull that out, put my veggies in, let those go for a minute, and I'll throw my beans in, which I have soaked overnight. Sorry, skip that process, but that has occurred. So let's get this taken care of, and we get everything thrown together. Pull these out. Let them cool so I can make them a little smaller. Add our veggies in. Now, I want you to know the smell in here is awesome for the smoky side meat. It's awesome. Alright. A little more than half a bag. I'm going to bring my heat up to medium and let that go till they soften, and we'll start adding in the rest of our ingredients. Alrighty. Looking good. Start adding in and building our flavors. Go in with about a teaspoon chicken base, using the fork, but that's a teaspoon. A chipotle base, teaspoon of paprika, a cup of our tomato puree, give that a stir. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of accent. And that'd be optional. I just love my accent. Builds flavor. And then we're going with our brown sugar. About 3/4 of a cup. Half a teaspoon of salt. Give that a stir. Squeeze out about a tablespoon or so of tomato paste. Stir that up. Okay, looking good. These are beans that we have rinsed, soaked overnight, picked any looseness out of them. And I'm going to add about 4 cups of water to this. I'm going to let that come back up, reduce it down, and let it simmer. And add our meat back to it once we've come back up to a boil, of course, and let that finish cooking. This beans gonna come up to a boil, so add our pork back in. Reduce the heat down to medium low. Cover them up. We're gonna let it go for about 2 hours. See where we're at. All right, these have been going for 2.5 hours. We're gonna shut it down. They smell wonderful. I think they're right where I want them. You could smash these beans if you want a thicker gravy, but I like them just like this. So let's plate this up a bowl and give them a taste. Alrighty. A little bit of garnish. Make it look nice and bright. Let's give these a taste. The beans are nice and tender. The pork is fantastic. Good smokiness there. Added to the beans, flavor of the juice. A little sweetness. It's a small taste, a hint of heat there, not overpowering. I think I like these better than I like the can. Definitely a winner. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, share it with a friend, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next one.